Hello friends on the internet and welcome to another writing vlog. So basically the reason why I'm doing this one is because I have booked an entire week off of my full-time job and in this technically full first week of July, but I guess so basically from the 5th until this Friday. And as per usual, the way in which I'm spending this entire week doing other work, in a sense, by working on my writing career, my podcast and YouTube, as you can see with this video. But the reason why I've taken off work specifically is also mainly to get a break, but mainly because I do want to have the opportunity to work on my writing outside of work, because work is literally a full-time job and it's very difficult to be able to have more hours in the day to be able to dedicate to my writing. So what I'm doing this week with my writing is firstly working towards a deadline that I have for the Call of Cthulhu game project that I am a part of with Golden Goblin Press, known as Terrors of Octobernomicon, which will hopefully be coming out in October. The final deadline is this week on Wednesday, and that is the last that I'll have to do with the writing for this project. But I will also be able to have some involvement with discussions of how the maps are going to look like, have some input on the specific images that will be part of the book as well. And yes, I'm very, very excited for that to finish up and get that sorted. I'm hoping actually to be able to finish that today, this Monday, so I can work on my other writing throughout the majority of the week. But basically the deadline I've set for myself is to at least have it finished and delivered on Tuesday, because I want to get it in before Wednesday because I enjoy challenging myself. What I'm also intending to work on this week is getting 3 podcast episodes recorded for my podcast The Best Time Camp, because I'm working on The Lost Hero currently for the podcast itself, and I've got some guests that I'm recording with this weekend, so I need to kind of get the episodes recorded for all the episodes before then so I can be caught up with the reading. Do at least 3, maybe 4 YouTube videos at some point this week as well. This is one, so that's one off the list. And then the books that I'm planning to work on are, well, there are 2 in particular. So the first one is revising book 1 of my Into the Wild series, named now basically officially Home to the Wild, because cover art is currently being worked on for that. Oh my god, I received not too long ago the initial draft images for the front cover. I'm so excited. So I'm hoping to start fully revising book 1, and then also hopefully finish sequence 2 of book 2 as well, which is basically the first act of book 2. Just so I can make sure that all the things that I've got in book 1 connect to what's happening into book 2, because book 2 is obviously, well no, the start of book 2 has some connective threads from book 1, so I need to make sure that it's all sorted in book 1 and book 2 has it kind of sorted as well. The other book that I'm working on is one that I can't give too much information about, but it is a YA fantasy. I've not done too much fantasy currently. Most things I've been doing have been sort of contemporary romance, sort of coming of age stories currently, or at least book 1 of Into the Wild is that, and it kind of continues the sort of coming of age aspect, but romance is also a bigger part in the subsequent books. And most of my other stories have also been romance and drama. So this is my first fantasy that I'm actually working on, and I've been working on basically planning the whole thing with this story Bible template from this author YouTuber. I've actually forgotten her name now, hold on. So it's from author Brittany Wang, or I hopefully I'm pronouncing that name right. I'll put her YouTube information actually in the description box, because she's got some great videos for authors. But yeah, I got a free copy of, well, a free template for a story Bible. I think this is technically a series Bible, but I'm using it as like a single story because I think this YA fantasy is probably going to be a standalone, maybe have 2 books, we will see, because as we know I'm very adventurous. But it is it's a fantasy that I'm really excited for. I've been planning it in detail. I have some meetings to do with it shortly as well, which hopefully gives an indication of the importance for it. So yeah, I'm raring to dive into that, and yeah, hopefully it's going to be a good week for writing and productivity as a whole, but we shall see. For now, let the writing begin. Well, I have delivered the final piece for a Call of Cthulhu gaming scenario, alongside some images for reference for some of the handouts that are going to be part of the game. I had to draw my own very basic, very terrible idea of like a ship schematic sort of map thing. I don't even know what to call it. And it's very, very bad. I'm not gonna show it because I'm embarrassed. But yeah, finally it's all kind of done. There'll probably be something at some point again. But for now, I can take a breather and do some other stuff. My chest is hurting. I may need to stand outside. I don't think I've left the house in a while. What I'm going to be doing next is I want to finish plotting this YA fantasy that I'm working on, and then tomorrow it will be podcast recording and Home to the Wild revising, because tonight at 9 I have Love Island and I can't miss Love Island. But yeah, I'm feeling really glad that I've been able to get that delivered today. I didn't think I'd be able to finish it until tomorrow, admittedly, but I got it in today instead. Woo! So yeah, I'm gonna have some dinner, I think, actually, get some oxygen, and we'll see what I do for the rest of the day. Morning all. I'm going to be looking a little bit paler than usual because it is, as you can tell, very bright. It is around 9 o'clock in the morning. I'm out for my walk ahead of this busy day. I've got a lot to do today, so actually a lot of people. But yeah, I've got lots to do today. I'm going to record a few podcast episodes. I was going to yesterday, but then I got caught up with finishing that editing bit for my editor. Then started working on the story Bible. I'm going to be doing more of that today, actually, because I have a meeting tonight around 9 o'clock to discuss that. So I want to have as much information about that finished as possible, so I'm as prepared as I can be. But my main aim for today is to record some more podcast episodes, a YouTube video or two, and then work more on the story Bible after I've done that. But for now, I'm allergic to heat, so I'm actually struggling right now. Oh my god. I should have stayed in the shade. But yeah, I'm just gonna finish my walk and then we get started. Dear. So what was I doing? I've finished my podcast recording for the day. I'm a bit out of it. And I've been working on my story Bible for the past couple of hours. I've not really gotten too far because I'm struggling a little bit with some of the things I need to do. But it's currently progressing well. I just thought I'd stop to do a quick mini update. As you can tell, I have already created a playlist already for this YA fantasy. So we've got This Is Burke from How to Train Your Dragon playing currently, because I always have to listen to music whilst I'm working. But yeah, I'm hoping, so it's coming up to 5 o'clock now, I'm hoping by 6 o'clock I've had all the character information sort of finalised, well not finalised, all of it inputted, worked out a little bit more about my villain, and whether or not it's going to be an actual physical villain or if it's going to be sort of, you know, more conceptual villain. But yeah, I'm looking forward to getting it done, and let's go. So I'm done currently with the story Bible because I'm going to make some dinner and then I'm going to prep myself for this meeting later in about 3 hours time. I'm kind of nervous, but I've just received I don't have the books here with me. I've just received in the post a bunch of books relating to what I'm exploring in this YA fantasy, to help basically with the research side of things. So I'm excited to start reading those and get into it. I'm trying to keep my cool about it because like this thing technically isn't like a full-on guarantee, but I'm so freaking excited all the same. There's just so much to do with it, and there's so much planning into the process as well that I need to do, and yeah, I'm just hoping it goes well and that the people I'm speaking with have an interest in what I'm working on, and hopefully I can update when that happens. But yeah, there's a lot to do, but I'm gonna have dinner first. I've also I've just booked I think it's called an experience session at the local blacksmith's forge to do some blacksmithing, which is character research for one of the characters from this YA fantasy, who is one of the main characters and does blacksmithing as part of like an apprenticeship sort of situation. And I want to make sure I actually know what I'm talking about in some sense, so I'm going to have a blacksmithing experience in about a month or two from now. Well, I go hard or go home really, don't I? But yeah, hopefully I'll update soon about this situation, but if not, I will see you tomorrow for more writing. Ready, Roo, it is, I don't know why I sound like that, it is Wednesday. I'm strangely full of energy even though I don't know why I am. I had a fantastic meeting for this YA fantasy situation. Still can't give too many details because I realised I actually forgot to ask if I was able to talk about it because it's kind of more in the distant future, so yeah, I don't really know if I can talk about it as of current, but it's good news all the same, that's all I can say. But today, instead of working on this YA fantasy situation with the story Bible, I am finally diving in and stopping procrastinating, doing the revisions of Home to the Wild. I really should have started doing this a long while ago, but you know, better late than never. Going through all of the notes that I've got, there are a lot of notes. And I'm starting on sequence 1 right now, and I'm hoping that I can get to like halfway through sequence 2 or the whole of sequence 2 so I can finish the revisions of Act 1. I don't know why I did this. Act 1 of the Home to the Wild series, Home to the Wild book. I need to have lunch. I think this is the situation here. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's a good sign that I'm finally getting around to doing it. Issue is, I realise that my editor is going to have a lot to deal with because my tense issues are intense, because I don't understand how tenses work because I was never taught, because dyslexia as a child is something that people do not like to engage with because they have to pay here in the UK. But anyway, that's my education issues aside. Let's get into the revisions. Should be, well, let's hope it goes okay. everyone, and welcome to another day. Today is Thursday. No, it's Friday. I didn't do anything on Thursday, so that's why I'm not doing a Thursday. It is Friday today, and I'm doing more writing this coming day, alongside some YouTube videos and preparing for podcast recordings this weekend. So yeah, it's going to be quite a busy day. It's going to be a lot of editing for the Into the Wild book. Some more preparations and research is going to be occurring for the YA fantasy. So yeah, it's going to be a packed day, but I'm raring to go. They've just gotten some more feedback from my beta readers regarding the specific dialogue functions with the wolves, which is different from normal dialogue, so it's gonna be a bit of an adjustment, so that's something I'm gonna have to edit. But yeah, I'm hoping I can finish sequence 1 and at least start sequence 2. I wanted to finish act 1 by the end of this week, so maybe I'll be able to finish that by Sunday, but act 1, because sequence 1 and 2 is act 1. Oh my god. So hopefully I can finish all of this first act's editing by Sunday, or at least get to the point where it's basically close to being completed. My revisions usually take quite a while if I'm doing it of my own work and I've not gotten more detailed feedback. If I have an editor giving me more detailed feedback, I usually do really well with revisions. But apparently when it's my own work and it's basic commentary, but it's mainly me doing the revisions based off my own thoughts as well, it's just so much more difficult. But hopefully it should be good. I just need to hydrate and then get on into it. So let's give it a shot. So it's been an interesting writing week off for me, as I've been calling it my writing retreat to my real job. And I've managed to get quite a lot done. It's a good feeling to kind of get a lot more writing work done than I've been able to in a disgustingly, depressingly long time. But what I've been able to accomplish is through the help of Campfire Pro and oh god, I've forgotten her name, author Brittany, I can't remember her full name, the YouTuber I mentioned at the start where I was discussing the story bible. Campfire Pro and her story bible has been great for this YA fantasy that I'm working on. Still don't know if I can talk about it yet because I keep forgetting to ask. I've got a music playlist completely dedicated to that now, so I'm raring to keep diving in and coming up with a synopsis. Blacksmithing classes fully booked for the start of August. Yeah, that's it. And this is a story that I'm actually really excited about, which is every story that I write I'm always excited about, but this is another one that is really close to my home and family roots as well, which is really cool. But alongside that, obviously I've been working on revising book 1 of the Into the Wild series, and I cut out so much of this first sequence, like nearly 20 pages worth of something, because a lot of the comments were just like, well, what is this adding to the narrative? And straight away I was like, you know what, that is a really, really good point, because I have no idea. It's just kind of random filler that I could probably even put into, I'm working on doing a collection of short stories as well for the main wolf characters, part of the story, who are part of the story. And this is something I could definitely include into those short story collections, which are going to kind of be released intermittently within the timeline for the book. So I'm thinking release book 1, release a short story collection, release book 2, release a short story collection, and so on and so forth. Well, I say so on and so forth, it only happens one more time because there's only 3 books. But it's something that it's just kind of going through and seeing where I need to improve and figuring out how to do it and getting to know these characters again, because I've not fully gone through book 1 since I wrote it and did a basic editing ahead of my alpha/beta readers. I think they're technically alpha readers because they went through a really rough draft. Not like a rough draft, because I did do some editing, but like still pretty rough. It still had a lot of work to do. Maybe they're just Omega writers, I don't know. But I'm feeling so confident with it, and I'm going to keep bringing out Campfire Pro because, oh my god, Campfire is literally saving my goddamn life. Because it has all my narrative laid out, so when I'm going through and revising things, I can just go and check my narrative timeline there and see how I want these things to work and how I can make them more sort of, not compact, but like, I have this thing, I overwrite so much. So having that there, I know where I can kind of cut things down a little bit more and make it more tied to this narrative timeline. And just work on that a lot more. So yeah. And also, oh my god, so I've got cover art coming in. I'm not going to put up a picture actually, but I've also got new character art coming in, and depending on when this is going out, I'll be able to put one of the pictures up at least of like how it's going currently. But also, if you want to get more of that sort of stuff, I do have an author newsletter that is going out that I'll link in the description box. I also release things super early for my patrons, which is also linked down below at any level. So any basic patron level you can sign up to, and you will get like writing updates and things like character art in progress, the cover art in progress. You'll get to read little snippets of my writing as well if you want to. Just so many things. There are so many things happening. Yeah, I'm just really excited. Today I'm not actually doing too much writing, so I'm actually kind of doing like a finalizing thing here, because I've got a bunch of podcast episodes that I'm doing today with some guests, and then I'm meeting a friend tomorrow. So I'm going to finish up this writing vlog situation. And yeah, I like documenting this as well, because it's nice to kind of see how I've started to how I've ended. Like, I've done quite a lot this week, even if it also at the same time doesn't feel like I've done a lot. Because what is it that I've done today? I've got a writing opportunity for a YA fantasy. I've handed in the final edits of the game that I've been working on. I've finally started full-on revisions for book 1 of the Into the Wild series. I'm getting more character art. There are so many things that I'm doing, so I can feel proud about myself, and yes, I'm bouncing with joy. My bed, actually I don't want to do that because this bed is temperamental. But yeah, thank you all for joining me on this journey. I'll definitely be doing more of these in future and introduce you all to more of what I'm doing, and hopefully be able to update you all to this YA fantasy later down the line as well. How do I want to finish this off? As always, in the description box you'll find links to all my social media, my merchandise store, my merchandise store, and my Patreon if you want to support me. Don't know if you want to support me financially, hit the subscribe button and notification bell, drop a thumbs up, share with your friends, drop a comment as well on what you are currently writing. And yeah, thank you for tuning into this writing vlog. I'll see you guys next time.